Good morning, everyone. I hope that you're all staying safe and keeping yourselves occupied during this difficult time. It's been a while since I've made updates, and of course, with plenty of time on my hands right now as we're sheltering, I thought it was a good time to make an upgrade that I've considered over the years to this system, and that is to replace the original PWM solar charge controller, which stands for pulse width modulation, with a much more efficient solar charge controller. And what I've decided to go with is the Renogy Rover 20 amp MPPT charge controller. These have come down a good bit in price over the years, and I found one that I think will suit my needs. It's come down in price, and it's a good time to make this upgrade. The MPPT, or maximum power point tracking charge controllers, are preferable over pulse width modulation charge controllers because they're more efficient. They will harness more of the energy coming from your solar panels, and that's always a benefit. So this will require that we remove, of course, the existing PWM controller and replace it with this larger one. I believe it will fit in here. It's going to take a little bit of reorganization to make that happen, but we're going to make that work today. One of the things I know I'll have to do is relocate this grommet, which allows these wires to pass up from below to the charge controller. So that'll be one of the changes that is necessary. One other thing I want to point out that I've done is upgrade to a different charger for the batteries, and I think everybody can appreciate that maintaining your batteries is absolutely critical. They're the most expensive part of these systems, and what I've done is upgrade to a 5.5 amp charge battery charger that allows these to charge at a higher voltage with the proper amperage, and that is in the interest again of making sure our batteries are properly maintained. I'll be back with you in just a little bit. We're going to make some of these changes, and I'll show you some of the other features that come along with the MPP charge controller that are advantageous. Stay tuned. Okay, after about an hour and a half of careful planning and installation, this new Renogy 20 amp MPPT charge controller is installed. I'm quite happy with the way things worked out. I will tell you that if you do intend to use this model charge controller, and you've also modeled your system after mine using the same case, you're going to have to adjust the lid. I've had to remove some of the ribbing to make headroom for this charge controller, which is just a little bit taller than the last charge controller that was installed here. But so far it's working properly. At this point I've got it on the battery charger, so it's charging at 14 volts presently, and I've been able to cycle through this system, set all the parameters to make sure that the batteries are charged appropriately, considering there are two AGM batteries in this unit. I'm also quite pleased with the Bluetooth module that comes with this system. I'll probably mount this on the outside of the case eventually, but for now it's simply plugged into the unit and allows me, using my cell phone, to go ahead and see exactly what's going on with my system, and doing this remotely. So I'll be happy to be able to monitor the status of the batteries and the charging systems from a remote location on my boat when I get this installed later this spring. Again, there was some careful planning needed to make sure everything fit. I was quite happy that there was plenty of room beneath to get the charge controller installed. I was able to find some hardware with hand knobs to install it from underneath securely. Of course, caution was taken to remove all the wires from that older charge controller and label them as I took them out, so that when I put them back on the new charge controller there weren't any problems. One of the other features with this charge controller is a battery temperature sensor that I've simply tucked under one of those cables for the moment. It will read the temperature of the batteries in the system and adjust the charge controlling properties to maximize the system. So I want to thank everybody for your continued interest in my project. I want to make sure that you're all safe. I hope that you're all handling this current situation well, that your families and friends are safe. If you do have some time, you're looking to make this upgrade, I would recommend it. And you can find the parts list below this in the description. Again, thanks for your interest in my solar project, and keep safe, everyone.